Hello, everybody. Greetings to all. Welcome to the Snooker Hall podcast. I'm Dan Murren. The German Masters 2025 is in the books. Kyren Wilson has won a 9th ranking event. He is now level on the all-time list with John Parrott and Peter Ebdon, highly respected company, both fellow world champions, I might add. We'll get to Kyren in a moment. I thought we'd have a quick word on the event overall. And let's start off with the venue. I have to heap praise on the Tempodrom. It is a fantastic venue for snooker. Simply put, it is just fantastic. The acoustics are great inside. That circular shape of the seating, it just adds to the arena. It feels like we're in the Colosseum. The atmosphere is fantastic. It just creates a sense of theatre. It creates a sense that we are all watching the same thing, and that should be the center of attention. It really, really works. Speak a little bit more about the seats. Spacious, comfortable, well organized. It made Alexandra Palace look amateur. Gonna say it right now. Absolutely fantastic. Ali Pali had a lot going for it. The Masters was great, but the Tempodrome, for comfort and just that little bit of leg room, it's a cut above. It really, really is. It was a joy to sit and watch that final, be comfortable. It was, I cannot speak highly enough of the Tempodrome as a venue. The final itself, I mean, I could go on all day about this. What a match it was. The bedrock of this final was safety play. Yes, we saw some big breaks from both players, really well constructed breaks as well. But the standard of safety play from both players was world class, especially Barry. I lost count of how many times he left the cue ball right on the ball cushion. He restricted Kyren's options so much. However, that's just a testament to the standard of long putting on display. Kyren especially was a machine from range in that final. The long pots he was knocking in were incredible, and they were in the heart of the pocket. There weren't many pots which just wriggled in. They were going clean, and the sound, and again, that comes back to the arena, the sound of that ball hitting the back of the pocket and sinking. It just sounds so satisfying as a fan just to sit there and listen to it. It's great. Kyren Wilson is a ruthless competitor. Even if you take away the concept of trophies and medals, just competing one-on-one, when he's amongst the balls, he just doesn't look like he's going to miss now. It's almost like Ronnie was in his peak. You just can't see where the miss is going to be. Even if there's a tricky ball, he just plans it so well. He's so intelligent, and it's not, I don't think the fact that he's a better player now than he was, but he's more confident. Do you know what? I don't think we can discredit it. The fact that he's not a rookie anymore. His experience is really helping him now. And it's the same with Judd Trump. Not only are they obviously extremely talented players, but that experience, that knowledge of not what to do, but how to do it. It's really, really coming through now. 3 ranking titles this season and the final of the Masters. And it took a hell of a performance from Sean Murphy to prevent him from winning that as well. Kyren said during his runner-up speech at Alexandra Palace that he's going to go and smash it in Berlin. I would say a few people have said he did smash it. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think he smashed it at all. He just played smart snooker when he had to play, when he had the chance to, play some attacking snooker. He did it. When he had to build a break, he built the break. He got the job done. And I would say that's more of a compliment than smashing it. It was efficient. Okay, we might say that the final wasn't that efficient because it was 10-9 and it took a decider. But it got to 10-9 because he was efficient, because he restricted Barry's opportunities, and when his own half chances came up, he pounced. He's a really good player now. He's the world champion. We don't even need to say that he's a really good player. But he's easily one of the best. And I was speaking to a fan in the Tempodrom, and I mentioned it in a previous episode. The 3 players who will take this mantle and push on and kind of become the next class of 92, that trio, it's Judd Trump, Mark Allen, and Kyren Wilson. They are the three who are looking just a cut above the rest at the moment. It's a good time. It's an exciting time for snooker because Dave Hendon recently, on his latest episode of the Snooker Scene podcast, he said a class of 92-less snooker or something like that. And yeah, we have to prepare for that. They're not going to be around forever, and even if they are around for a long time, they might not be the force that they were. We have to accept it. It's going to happen eventually. We need to be prepared, and I think snooker's in a really good place. We've got the current trio ready to take that mantle, and we've got the next batch all lined up. There's a hell of a lot of young players looking to become the next big thing. They will have to develop their games. They will have to, obviously, gain a lot of experience and a lot of snooker know-how. Not just play the game, but sometimes you've got to play your opponent. I think Kyron did a good job of that against Barry. I don't know if there was anything wrong with his cue. Was it a mind game? And I thought even after the first frame, Kyron won it. Barry hadn't potted a ball. What does Kyron do? He goes out to the bathroom. Did he need the bathroom? Only he will know. But you've been playing for 10 minutes. Do you really need to go to the loo, mate? Is it a mind game? Is it a tactic? Is it gamesmanship? You've just started a big final and you've just nilled your opponent. He hasn't potted a ball. What can you do? Let him stew on it for a few minutes. Now, it's Barry Hawkins. He's been there and bought the t-shirt in that situation before. But you never know. It's not going to hurt Kyron's chances. Maybe Barry might get a little bit rattled. Just sitting there for an extra 30 seconds, an extra minute. Yeah, it could happen. But again, it comes back to that aura that Kyron has at the moment. He's dangerous, and people know he's dangerous. And, speaking of aura, actually, let's just address it now. The walk-on. It's divided opinion. He's 5-4 down, coming into the evening session. Had he been 7-2 up, maybe it might have been seen as arrogance, gloating. I could see that, but the fact that it's 5-4, it's a close match. Did he need to do it? Maybe for his own mindset, he did. Maybe it gave him a rush of adrenaline. Did the fans need it? No, absolutely not. We were looking forward to the evening session one way or the other. It's 5-4. This is a finely poised match. We're going to get some good action. We don't need Kyron's walk-on. Did it hurt matters? No, absolutely not. Were the people in the arena into it? A little bit, yeah. People clapped. Not everyone. I saw some people who weren't clapping. Was it Freddie Mercury at Live Aid? No, Kyron Wilson is not as charismatic as Freddie Mercury, but that's fine. He doesn't have to be. I know some people online and have called it cringeworthy. In person, in the arena, yeah, it actually helped the atmosphere a little bit. It really did. Did it harm the event in any way? I don't think so. Some people have disagreed on that. Some people have said that it made it look a bit amateur, a little bit karaoke. I respectfully disagree. In the arena, there was no sense of, like, God, what on earth is he doing? Like, who does he think he is? No, it's just, guys having a bit of fun. Maybe he is trying to motivate himself. I did notice Kyron's brother, Taylor Wilson, standing on the opposite side of the table where the players go out to the bathroom. And he was there with his phone ready. So I knew something was going to happen. If this is what it was, great. Some people liked it, some people didn't. We'll get over it. But in terms of getting over, it might take Barry a little while to get over this. I don't know. I'm sure Barry's made of tough stuff, but that's a second big final that Barry's lost in 2 months now. And he's played really well in both of them. And it's just another defeat. And he's always getting there. He's the nearly man of snooker. And it's not what he deserves. Barry represents snooker so well. He is a gentleman on the table and off it. I'm a big fan of Barry Hawkins, and I feel for him because maybe to lose 10-9 is worse than losing 10-2. I know he lost the Masters final very heavily, lost 2 Masters finals quite heavily. But maybe this will hurt more, knowing that he had a few chances and maybe just a little bit of luck here and there, maybe a few better decisions here and there. He missed a couple of really easy pots as well, where he was just trying to force the situation just a little bit. There was one moment, it was 7-7. Barry was in the balls, and he took a risk. There were 3 potable reds and the black was open. That's an extra 24 points, sorry. And he decided to break up another little cluster of reds, and he ended up on nothing. Break was over. And in that moment, do you just take the extra 24 points? It's Barry Hawkins. He's going to take these 3 reds and 3 blacks. And then you take the chance. But then you have 24 extra points yourself, and it's 24 points that your opponent can't score. That's a 48-point swing. And it didn't go well for him. He was on nothing after the split, and that for me was a turning point, because Barry always felt like he was chasing. Speaking to some of the fans just before the evening session started, before the walk-on, which has caused so much controversy, everyone I spoke to felt that, if Barry had taken a 3-1 lead in the first mini session of the evening, that's big. It's 8-5 to Barry Hawkins. That's huge. But if Kyron were to level at 2-2 or even win 3-1, Kyron's got to be the favourite, because the momentum would be in his favour. Next up on the calendar is the end of the Championship League, the non-ranking version. And then we go straight to the Welsh Open. First the qualifiers, and then the final stages of the tournament in North Wales. To offer us some insight on what that tournament means to the players, how they feel about the venue, the history, everything about the Welsh Open, I'll speak with one of the finalists from last year's edition. Martin O'Donnell will join me on the Snooker Hall podcast, so keep your eyes on your feed for that episode. It should be out later in this week, if not the weekend. If you have any thoughts about snooker, any predictions you want to make, any opinions on the German Masters, the upcoming Welsh Open, the season overall, or any snooker matter, get in touch. The email address is contactus@thesnookerhall.com. As I said, there's more snooker this week and next week. It's relentless. Have fun watching it, and until next time, take care.